Hello and welcome to the 25th episode of the WCGA podcast, brought to you by the WCGA, sponsored by the WCGA, and these wonderful people I got with me today. My name is Danzer Dragoon, aka Danzer Dragoon, also known as Dan Hall. I am available anytime you need, day or night, in a DM. DM me, my DMs are full and they're open. I love DMs, any type of DM. Who do we got with us today? We got Cobra Pla. Cobra Pla, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, but mostly Instagram, and also in our wonderful podcast, which is the WCGA.
Well, we're super excited to have you on here today because you've been wanting to get on the podcast for a while. You're kind of like that little brother that's like, "Hey guys, can I play?" And then finally, the stars have aligned. We have no Ian and no Lang today, so the other parents are out. We have the keys. We are going to talk about whatever we want today, and it's not even going to be gunpla related. We're going to be talking about beach volleyball. Chris, where can we find you?
You can find me at Neverwaffle on Instagram or on the Fortnite Island, beating up kids.
It's a wonderful pastime. Let's talk about that really quick because last night we were playing Fart Night, and tell us a story about what happened after I left.
So as soon as Dan leaves, me, Lang, and his son, we were just like, all right, let's play one more. And I'm not gonna say that I'm what drives the ship when we play, but I definitely helped quite a bit, and we won another one after Dan left. So he missed out on all those fun memories that we got to share together, and
Don't be modest, man. I've only met a few people in my life that truly inspire me, and you're one of them when it comes to Fortnite.
I wouldn't say that.
Last night we're playing, and we're chasing after this dude who runs away, and Chris is like, "He's in that bush. I bet he's in that bush, hiding." And sure enough, he was in the bush hiding. Like he spoke it into existence. Never seen that level of Fortnite play.
He really knows how to batter them waffles when it comes to Fortnite.
Oh no! But it's never waffle though. It's pancake.
Waffle.
It's
Batter
true.
those pancakes.
You could
batter them cakes.
His catchphrase should be, "You sir have no pancake mix."
Oof, I don't know. That's rough. So let's get right into things here. What did we snag last week? I only got one thing. I got this Tetsujin 28 Black Ox. This is like the bad guy to the Tetsujin 28. I'm excited. So it's just black and glossy. I think what I'm going to do is maybe some like black and then some like some like dark gray to like break up some sections a little bit maybe. But otherwise I'm going to stay true to this thing, and then I need to decide whether or not I'm going to do gloss or matte. I don't technically or generally like to do gloss, but this could be a good experience to try to get like a hyper sheen on this kind of a kit. I don't know. That's what I picked up, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. What about you, Cobra?
Well, let's see. Last week, which we will talk about later, I snagged a bunch of stuff that's not next to me right now, but I grabbed the G-Quux light gun cannon and the G-Quux scale goop, which I have detested and I still detest, but I do want to experience the modern Bandai technology and see where they've gone. It's always kind of fun to see what they do and what choices they've made. I got some paints in, actually literally just today, of some Mr. Hobby GX clear of the matte and the gloss. So that's always good to get stocked up, which I've never used before. I've had people ask me, like, "Hey, you got this GX clear?" And I'm like, "I've never used it, but I hear it's super good." Mr. Hobby to me is very consistent, and I love it a lot. Otherwise, the only thing I really got is I just have things I'm waiting in the mail besides Premium Bandai kicking my butt yesterday with some AOZ kits. I grabbed a couple kits just on a whim, and then we also had that swap meet a couple weeks ago. So I'm not going to pull Ian and start listing off everything on the list, but it was definitely plentiful.
Bro, you were swapping meat at the swap meet.
I came back with more than what I brought.
Oops.
Yep. both cash and kits. I was like, man,
Well, you were the $5 man.
I was the dude. I was so
You were breaking change.
So the story with that is I was trying to look for my wallet.
Hey, nobody cares.
Okay.
What about you, Chris? What did you get?
So much like Cobra, I also picked up some paint. That's it.
Paint.
I got some primer, and
It's-
I got the clear.
It's the season of paint, dude. When
It
when
is.
this stuff comes in stock from Mr. Hobby, you buy, or Mr. Color. It's Mr. Hobby, Mr. Color, Creos, whatever. You buy it, and then it's gone. So I was talking to Cobra about this earlier. I was talking to a distributor a couple years ago, and they were saying that like they send over in one big shipment all the paint for the entire year for the U.S. and then the U.S. their distribution warehouse puts it out everywhere, and then that's it. So there's no like restocks throughout the year, and that kind of works out in my brain because I see like big stock come in and then nothing. So you see this stuff, you got to jump on it. Is that all you got, Chris?
Yeah, that was it. I'm trying not to pick up anything, and I
Yeah.
got just paint. It was good.
Good for you. Well, hey, listen, I saw you only had one little dainty bottle of that.
Oh no, I just
Oh, you're just showing one.
Yeah, trust me, I stocked up.
Okay, because I was gonna say like, I can always shoot you some bottles because I got a little bit too much. Speaking of like to fund this hobby, we got a nice new sponsor for you.
Hello and welcome to Willie West. We're the best West and the best West of the West Coast, where we have the best fun thing ever. It's the brown pit. You see, you ever tired of those boring bouncy balls, all colorful and vibrant? Well, here today we have the brown pit. Everything's all brown, including the snacks. All chocolate, of course. Brown, brown, brown's the word. Come on down to Willie World's Brown Funhouse today. Also, if you apply now, you'll get yourself a 50% discount. This is totally not affiliated with the WCGA. But come on down to Willie West's Brown Pit World today. Bye.
Willie?
I think he said Willie West.
So I'm gonna have to talk with Lang about the sponsor situation because either that or I don't understand. Like these people are getting a little weird. They're like
I think
riding the knife's edge.
I can understand why he decided to bow out today.
Yeah. So yeah, to explain that a little bit, Lang is getting a perm right now, and Ian is getting a what's that called when you get your toes done? Pedicure, manicure.
Oh,
That's manicure, pedicure. He's getting a pedicure.
Yeah.
That's why they're out. What are we working on right now? I am currently working on a Etsy order for Hero Quest. I've got these little guys. I've got all the figures painted up. Here is a dragon demon thing. I don't know if it's going to focus or not, but yeah. So I'm working on these. It's about 118 miniatures that get painted per set, and I'm about 80% done. I've got all these. Like look at all these doors I got to do. Look at this. And they all have to be painted identically, pretty much. That's what I'm working on. But I'm excited to be finished with that because I'm going to go right into that Tetsujin Black Ox and then get back into some happy builds because I'm trying to just pump out like customs for the Jamboree that's coming up, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. Cobra, what about you? You working on anything right now?
You know, I'm in this weird mix now. I just got done with 2 big projects, which I know we'll talk about in the podcast. So right now I'm in that weird state where I'm trying to actually decide what I'm going to do now. I've been looking at my stash. There's a couple things I want to do. I either want to do another Macross kit, or I have this master grade Gyan that I snapped up a little bit that's been on my shelf I've been staring at, and I'm kind of just like, maybe I just want to paint this Gyan real quick. But
What do you think about the new one from the new show?
I have
G-Quux?
I have a love-hate relationship with G-Quux. Like, I like that.
But that one's design is pretty close
A little bit, yeah.
in spirit. It's not as off like as the other ones.
I think out of all the G-Quux kits, I think that's probably the one that I want, and it somehow has avoided me. Like, I went to Tammy's after the swap meet, all sold out, and they're slowly coming into the States. So I think maybe when a seller has them, I'm just going to grab it with another resupply of stuff, just spend all my money, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I think it's cool. I could definitely use without the big lance though.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really. I think the lance is a little much. It feels like I
Okay.
took. I feel
Watch
like
your
I.
mouth.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
I feel like that thing would
Give
actually
me that big lance.
hear me out. Imagine that lance.
Dude, it's like
just
4 inches long.
Yeah, but take that lance scale wise and put it onto the master grade Gion.
But that's
Okay.
the
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
It's
Well,
supposed to
give
be
me a
big.
master grade Gian from
Or any
G-Quux, and
or
I'm
any
like,
yeah.
I'm in heaven, dude.
Give us
I don't
just
know.
more master grades.
I really like the design of that. So I'm kind of on the opposite a little bit. Like everyone's gonna have different tastes. That happens in Gundam, but I'm like intrigued by all the designs from the show. I think they're all like when we first saw the G-Quux, it was like a slap in the face, like, whoa, what is this crazy thing? But then they all kind of have that same look to them a little bit. So it works within the framework of that alternate universe. And we're gonna spoil a little bit here because the show's been out. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Because you can just splurge it now. But yeah, I think the designs like really grew on me after I saw the white, was it just the white Gundam?
Yeah.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
That's when it was like it kind of clicked with me, like, oh, they're all gonna look funky like this. And then I really like the Gelgoog, how it has like the fuel tanks built into the legs that are kind of exposed a little bit. It's pretty neat. I will say that Xeon's engineer department got lazy because they like the Zaku from UC had really good armor plating on it and stuff, and like was like it looked like a military machine. And these look less like military machines and more like we beat these guys by stealing their suit, and now we don't have to try very hard. So it's just like frameworks of things, but that kind of ties in with the vibe of the show a little bit. So yeah, Chris,
I mean,
what are you working on?
so what I'm working on is this beautiful resin by Topless. It is for the Rosen Zulu.
Yes.
Not great resin quality, but it's been pretty fun. I'm working on the legs right now, getting them mocked
Oh,
up.
dude.
It's been a very long process.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to do anything, and it's kind of irritating. I want to paint, but I gotta finish it
Yeah.
first before I can paint it.
How's the part separation on it?
Um, part separation, yes. Like for all the colors and everything, it's great. It's not too much like a lot of resin kits do. How
Mm-hmm.
they're overly detailed. They have so many different panels and all that kind of stuff. It has
Yeah.
just enough to where it's almost like a master grade. It looks very identical to Bandai's design language,
Right.
and it kind of it aids itself in that fact. It's not going too over the top, but it's not holding itself back in any regard. But they definitely let go on the quality control. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, you were talking about pieces being bent, and you had to like, how do you fix that?
Just using heat very gingerly. I got a
Yeah,
heat
because
gun and
those
just kind
parts
of
are like brittle.
massaged it. Very
Yeah,
like some parts are like paper thin.
yeah.
And then some parts are like they're a lot thicker. It doesn't make sense what happened there. But I think they just kind of gave up, and that's what caused them to go out of business. They didn't
Oh,
really
how much was that?
hold it up. So from like MSRP, I believe it was like 135. I was able to snag it for a little bit more than that. And for it being out of print, grateful.
Right. Yeah,
Not too terrible, but it's a kit that I've always wanted, and
yeah.
I was able to get it. So you can't really complain.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you kind of sometimes you have to bite the bullet on price, and if it in your brain it makes sense to pay that much,
Yeah.
then yeah. But the quality lacking kind of sucks.
Yeah, I was
It's a labor
disappointed.
of love at this point. It
It
sounds
is.
like.
It is very much a
Yeah.
labor of love. So
Are you going to go with the standard colors, or are
yeah,
you going to do something different?
I very much like the standard colors on it. It's very out there. It's vibrant. It draws your eye. It'll do something for me when it's on my shelf next to all my other kits. So it'll add that contrast, definitely.
Yeah. And does it have a frame?
So it uses the Sinanju OVA version, just the red one.
Okay.
And I was able to pick that up with the kit, which kind of made it a little bit of a better deal for me.
Oh, nice. Oh,
So
so you got the Sinanju and that thing together for a little bit over the MSRP of the
yeah,
original. Oh, okay.
it was a great deal. It kind of just fell in my lap. It was great. But the Sinanju frame is great. Bandai did great with that one. I love that.
Yeah.
I've done many versions of the Sinanju. It's
hmm
a great fun build for anybody out there that's looking into getting it.
I've never built it. Have you, Cobra?
No, but I do have it in my stash. Just
Yeah.
whenever I feel
Yeah.
like building it.
I've got one in there, but I haven't built it yet. I saw that. I'm gonna mess it up. Takomi Studio.
Yes,
Is that right? Has
that-
a it's not a resin conversion. It's like a plastic. It's like on runners, right?
yes.
Upgrade for it.
It's a plastic conversion kit. That's the one that I did last year in April. It's basically like just an out of the box. If you want to just keep it the regular colors, you can just snap it out,
Oh,
put it onto
cool.
the
It's
kit,
colored too. Okay.
and it's perfect. It's not resin. It's just plastic, so you don't have to worry about any safety precautions or anything like that.
Man, I wish more companies would do that.
It's great. It's honest. I think it's the only one that I know of on the market that's like that.
Yeah.
That is just a plastic upgrade kit, that is of resin quality, but not,
Yeah.
going too outlandish on the design.
Well,
It's
I know there's a company that there's like a resin kit of the Hainu, I think, that existed, and they turned that into a model kit. So it used to be a Hainu. It was just a complete conversion. I don't know if it was an actual conversion kit. It might have been, but they took that kit and made it into an entire model, and it's like super hyper detailed and stuff. So yeah, I think companies are starting to do that now, which would be really cool.
Well, I mean, third party in general is starting to pump out some crazy stuff, like the aerial. What is it? Defender? What that's supposed to be like the Kshatriya?
Aerial Dominator.
Aerial
the
Dominator.
the
Dude,
Osiris,
Yeah.
that
That works
thing
in there.
is bonkers.
the
Have you
Golden
seen
Warrior.
like in process builds of that where they're showing the inner frame? It's got like 5 layers of inner frame.
It's PGU quality
Mhm.
of
Yeah.
build.
And it's got LEDs and it's got like all down the line, like so much part separation. And then it's able, like, from what I understand, it's able to stand
Yeah, it can
with
stand
the
too.
binders on and everything.
It's
But any
heavily
type of
reinforced.
any type of posing outside of like the just standing there kind of a thing requires support, which makes sense, obviously. Like
Mhm.
the feet are only so big and they can only support so much angle of weight. But yeah, I mean, third party companies are putting out these crazy builds, like the Solomon too. The Solomon's the same company.
That's getting a reprint
And then,
too.
oh, is it?
Yeah. There's USA Gundam did an email. It's like, yeah, we're getting a reprint. The other kit too that looks really good is that Golden Warrior. It's basically the MSV Hyakushiki full armor. I'm
What?
really yeah. So this company did a full armor Hyakushiki Kai, which looks really good. Because the only way you can get a Hyakushiki Kai is through Premium Bandai.
I gotta look this up. Can you
So-
Can you tell me what it's called while you're talking about
I
it?
think it's called the Golden Warrior. It was on USA Gundam Store. I think they have it as one of the ads, but it's basically 1/100 scale. The gold on there is like sprayed on there. It's like a really
Mhm.
nice gold too, and it has LEDs in it too. Big fat armor, big giant gun. And
Oh, yo!
and it comes with
Yeah.
like a base too, I think, as well. And
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at it right now.
I keep telling
Oh.
myself I don't need it. I've already spent way too much money as it is, but that thing looks really nice, and I'm hoping I can cash in on one soon because it looks so good.
Yeah,
So-
let me pull it up on here really fast.
Just like you were talking about earlier with them making like plastic versions of the resin kits, like with the new, that Hyakushiki is actually a recast of a resin kit that came out and within the last year.
Oh, no
And
kidding!
then they made a kit of it almost instantly.
Oh,
That's so
I have
cool.
one ordered. I'm excited for it. It should get here within the next week. But
I want to
It's-
get one so bad. It looks so cool. I might
it's
just have to.
beautiful.
I might have to just tough it and say ramen noodles for a week or something because
are you talking about the Hyakushiki? I was gonna get it pulled up, but for some reason my share screen thing's not working right now. Is that what you're talking about? Because it's like
yeah.
119 on USA Gundam.
Yes, yeah, that should be it.
That's not bad.
It's
And again, like Bandai is like, I love Bandai. Okay, they make great model kits, but these third party companies are like showing the consumer that Bandai is overpriced. you're paying you're paying the Bandai tax.
here. I have it right here. It's
Nice, thank you.
So with all these pop-ups going away, but
Pull
you
up that picture, the big long one in the middle,
There we
third
go.
from the
That's it's huge. Like this thing's super beefy. You got like this back view. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that spread.
That is-
yeah, dude, that's so cool.
And you can even you even got all the guns you can rack up on it too, like all like full armor style.
And is this an original design by this company, or are they ripping it from somebody else that did something?
You
Because that
mean
happens sometimes with the third-party stuff.
The resin company, or the company that straight ripped the kit to make it a plastic kit?
I don't know. Is this? I'm just saying, is there any tomfoolery going on with this thing?
So-
They probably ripped the Hyakushiki Master Grade because
Yeah.
you can build it like this, and this looks kind of like a rip from the Bandai Hyakushiki Kai, but like hyper detailed, like something similar that Daban would do. But just this by itself, I kind of hope this company just comes out with this option. Oh, come on!
Is
get
this
outta
their
here.
first kit?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm a little, you gotta be careful with those sometimes. Wait for it to.
I hear nothing
I
but
don't know.
good things about it. Like I've seen some people build it and review
Oh, so
it
people
already.
have this.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's people that have it. I mean, again, we got Zaku Aurelius.
Oh, is
he
it in
does the tutor.
stock?
Yeah, it's in stock, and I kind of want to buy it. It's right here. It's just
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. Oof.
And this gold is really nice because the shout out to the guys at the Undergated podcast. Coop ordered one as well. He has it in hand. And He opened it a little bit,
Okay.
and the gold is really good too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is painted.
Yeah, so you can build it as is like this. Like again, Zaku Aurelius did a review video and everything. Let me go back. There's a full spread. Oh come on, this arrow is their website. If I gotta give
not
any
great.
feedback, yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. On
But-
mobile, it's atrocious.
See, this is everything you get. Look at all that. Like these guns right here, are literally just ripped from the original kit, like the
Sure.
bazooka and the beam rifle. But
Sure. Yeah.
you get
It's all the
so
extra
much.
bits there that are.
It's
that
that gold. It's that gold you're paying for too, because it's a really nice gold.
Well, I mean, think about this. Bandai is bumping their prices of master grades. Their new master grades and the ones for probably like the last 5 years or something like that
Mhm.
have been really expensive. They're getting more and more expensive for just straight master grades. And this thing is quote unquote plated and of a thing that you can't buy outside of P Bandai, and it's got all this original design on it that makes it look, in my opinion, better. And it's got LEDs. You're paying $119 for it.
Right in here, you got two different slots for LED.
I don't know about that at all. I haven't heard anything about the LEDs actually being included in it. But...
I think you have to. I think the LEDs are included, but you just have. Actually, no. I watched a video. Yeah, so you should get the so the LEDs are in there, and it comes with like the little batteries. I think. Don't quote me on the batteries.
Oh, okay.
But it should. Everything that you see is what you get.
Yeah, go down to that aerial dominator. I think that's down there, right beneath frequently.
Yeah,
There you go.
There we go.
Look at that beauty.
Oh, this thing's got animated lights on it, dude. Look at that.
So each binder has like a set of its own lights. So you got to get batteries for this binder, and this binder. Every binder needs its own set of batteries.
Okay, so I would do my own LED wiring to make it so I could just push a button and turn it all on, power it with some AA's or whatever, because that's annoying and dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming you have to turn each one on individually as using magnets maybe to do that.
I think so, yeah. But look at that, even the underbelly, like where the little
look at all the freaking layers, dude.
Yeah, this is PG.
It's like an onion.
Like, yeah.
Like, imagine painting this thing though. Like, what a pain in the butt.
This would be like a $350 kit from Bandai.
Oh, easy, because this is PGU level detail.
Yeah, it looks really good though.
And you've seen their newest PGU. It's like $800, $750.
Yeah. the fact that it's even got this little clear visor, like Bandai kits, like whoever designed this kit,
Oh man,
they cooked.
Yeah.
Like
none of my buttons are working.
they went in with the mentality of let's build a kit like Bandai would build. See, look at that! You could attach the
You get
funnels.
the effects parts, the whole thing.
Oh my god! I didn't even know that part.
That makes me more excited because I didn't know about that either.
Oh, it's even got little effect parts, like little boosts, like the
Look at all the pipes.
yeah. I'm good. I'm glad. I'm glad. My friend bought this and not me because that
Will you
price
put
tag.
that binder, the picture of the binder in the hand?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
beautiful.
That's literally like a big fat chili pepper in your hand right
I might
there.
have to buy this thing today because it's on pre-order. Never mind.
No, it's
Yeah.
coming out soon. It's come out third
I
quarter.
don't care. I don't pre-order anymore.
Oh, that's right. You don't pre-order anymore.
Nope.
Look at these intakes and like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the arms lock to provide extra support for those binders. It's a super cool system that they engineered to have it, not flop over, not break, not do anything
It's really nice.
really bad that you don't want to happen. It's
See, I
insane.
I think we were talking before about having kits being like too hyper detailed.
Mhm.
I think I'm okay with this exterior because for me, like when you look at this, I'm not going to click into them, but like when you look at something like this Nova Nemesis, I feel like I'm looking at a piece of abstract art when
Mhm.
I like look at like this. There's just I think there comes to a point where you're just going to hyper detail it so much that you can't even tell what you're looking at. And this hits the nice, like, it's got all the bells and whistles underneath that make you really appreciate it. But when it comes to the exterior, they maintain how it would look like maybe if it was in real life, but still not like make it overdone in the detailed department for the exterior. But
Right.
if you got the money, grab it. It's gonna be, oh man.
Well, I mean, something segue news.
Yeah.
This, for some reason, none of my buttons are working right now on this.
It's okay. I'll be
so I'm
back
actually
up.
kind of afraid, like when we're done with the podcast, when I go to hit stop, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to do anything.
We're just gonna keep recording forever.
None of
Be
my
stuck
buttons
forever.
are working. So we've got the HG. They're calling it the Mandor Gundam.
I thought
Neo
it was
Nepal. Mandala.
Yeah.
It says Mandor on their official release thing. I don't know what that means.
I just want to point
Have
out,
you guys seen this?
yeah,
Mhm.
the fact that Bandai decided, hey, we're gonna give you this weird design instead of finishing out the group and giving us because there's one more Gundam missing out of
Yeah,
the main crew, and that's the Bolt Gundam.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, we're gonna divert, and we're gonna give you this weird. This was never on my bingo card. If your buttons are still not working, Dan, I can go ahead and pop up pictures for
Sure.
it. This is my first time being on here, folks. So let's do that. Instagram share. So
Okay, there's one picture in particular I want you to pull up here. It's the one where he's got his spear out and it's got the effects parts on it with all the little figures on it. That.
yeah, this thing.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm buying this immediately. That's so
And the
cool.
scarf.
They were showing manga pictures, so I don't know if there was like a manga retelling of G Gundam, but they had like little in the advertisements, little manga blurbs showing that they're recreating some certain specific scene in the page.
Well, okay, so they're making a manga of G Gundam. I don't know all the information about it, but maybe that's from this.
It
or
could
this is
be.
from that.
Because I could have sworn this is in the original show too.
Yeah.
I think.
This is one of those kits where like and designs where it's just like I'm gonna get this is a hot take. It's the kit nobody wanted, but everybody is gonna buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it wasn't on the bingo card list. It wasn't even on my radar as a thing they were gonna do. I thought for sure they'd do the Bolt Gundam or the Tequila Gundam first because it's so memey.
This is gonna be fun to get rid of, though. You see that little mold line that's in the scarf right there?
Oh
That's
yeah. Well,
that's
is that a mold line or is
no,
that a
that
seam
no,
line?
no. This is a
That's a-
mold line
yeah.
because from the when they advertise this, it's like a whole one piece right here.
Oh, I see.
So I think the only thing that's separate is these little scarf pieces that click in here like via ball joint, so you can pose it.
So, are there images painted? I mean, is this painted or what?
So a lot
Because
of
that looks
Bandai's
like it's pre-weathered.
so a lot of Bandai's products, they literally just take somebody and they snap build this, top coat it badly in most cases, and then do like a pin wash over
Thank
it.
you. Yes, I agree.
So see, because this is look at it's so grainy. Someone
It's
literally
bad.
just top coated it. You could tell there was They either used that Gundam marker or the Mr. Hobby weathering enamel.
That doesn't look bad though.
No,
That
this
looks
shot's
okay.
but this is as close as I can get it to kind of see it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's what they do.
Also, hey Bandai, go back one.
Oh, go back one. Okay.
Okay. Hey Bandai, get rid of the safety nubs on the V fins.
Yeah.
You don't need it because look at that spear. It's got two pointy ends on. That's more likely to stab your eye out or whatever the heck they're worried about than the V fin. Like, let's say I pick up that spear and I'm walking across my room and I fall, and I magically stab myself in the eye. That's the only way I can conceive of this happening, right?
Well, the other thing too is.
And then imagine I'm
grades.
walking down and I'm holding the V fin and I fall. How's that going to go into my eyeball?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well,
Bandai,
I think
get rid of those safety nubs, man. We don't need those.
I think with
It's
the
terrible.
fact that
They're
high
so
grades
bulky.
are easily available, I think when they did this whole thing, especially with the safety nubs and stuff, I think they have like every age in mind, so they probably just want to make it child safe. But I agree with you that
Dude,
it's so dumb because the real grades don't have the safety flags on them, and master grades don't.
you're talking about age and stuff like that. Like, okay. Still, if a kid falls down and they stab, like, here's another hot take. Kid falls down and they stab their eyeball with the V fin on this thing, like, they learned a lesson.
Yeah, true.
Don't.
Yeah.
Parents
I
these days, like-
learned not to run with scissors. Okay,
Yeah.
Parents, teach your kids don't run with V fins.
So we also have some other stuff that.
Well,
Speaking of G Gundam,
Well, hold on. The other one that was recently released by or updated by Bandai was the high grade Nightingale clear color.
oh yeah, I don't think I see it on here. I don't know if
It
you're
should be
able.
a
Oh,
little
here it
further
is.
down. There it is.
Yeah.
So this is in-hand images, and again, this shout out to Gunpla Nerd. He's so good, or she, whoever
Mhm.
they are good at giving us the news. So it looks like these are Gundam-based blog photos from.
Well, this is go back to the Nightingale.
Well, I thought there was going to be more. Oh, I
No.
see it. I messed
Just
up.
just
The
sit on this
arrows.
picture. Stop moving. What do you think of that clear on this?
I'm not impressed.
Okay, but like, let's say you take that and you put like you spray some silver on the inside of all the parts.
Yep.
Do you think that would result in a cool metallic finish, or do you think it won't work because it's kind of that cloudy clear?
It's very. I feel like you're going to have to go in and polish this thing. Like take some good polishing solution, and because I've seen guys take even just regular non-clear color parts, just clear, and polish them out, and they looks even better. So I think if you put some love into it, you gloss it up.
I mean, even like this picture here. Stay on this one for a second.
Mhm.
I actually do. I think the kind of opaque clear works a little bit with this kit because you're getting this really strange insectoid, translucent-ish shell, and it kind of works because you can see the idea of the inner frame. Now, the inner frame for high grades is not great. It doesn't look good generally. So when you have a clear high grade, you're not seeing cool stuff underneath it, right? So this kind of opaque clear kind of works a little bit for high grades, I think, generally.
Well, I know this kit, especially in the feet, there's basically no existence of inner frame whatsoever. Like
Right.
these, like little. I don't know if I can find more photos. Yeah, like in these feet here, it's just the red plastic. So the only time you
That's
got
why I
inner
think it
frame-
kind of works.
Yeah, a little bit.
The only
I think
thing the only thing I don't like is the white in the arms. That's the only
Yeah.
thing about this that I'm not really a big fan of.
Yeah, it's not adding up. It's supposed to be like frame there, but it's clear.
Well,
Yeah.
well, the Nightingale, they have like those garbage bag things on its joints for whatever specific reason. The Nightingale specifically has like the joint covers on them on the arms, and I know it's the same colored gray plastic as these pipes are, because these are, I don't actually, these might be white, but I guess that they wanted to perhaps like tie in all the colors together, so they just decided to make that white for whatever reason. But I agree. I don't like it either. If they just kept it dark gray, or heck, keep it the inner frame color, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
With
Inner
the-
frame or like the hands or whatever that gray is, like on the extendable arms under the skirt, that would have been a little cooler. But it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
You could probably even put like a wash on there, like Nuln oil or something to give it some character. That might look pretty cool. Because it kind of just looks like little blobs of gelatin.
A little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to try something tricky here. I'm going to try refreshing my browser and see if I get my controls back. So I'm going to pop out for just a second. Go ahead and pull up the next image you were going to talk about there.
Yeah,
And then
well,
we're going to get into the meat and potatoes.
while Dan is doing that, speaking of G Gundam and hyper detail, there's third-party Grungeworks 1/100 scaled Nightmare, which is basically a 1/100 of the Devil Gundam. This thing is, holy cow!
Yeah.
Like what? Like this is a third-party 1/100. The kit, the God Gundam you see in front of this is the real grade. I feel like just having this together works, because in the anime, it being like one of few Super Robo shows of her Gundam, like I feel like this just works. It with the scale, like this really menacing, like just it's very imposing. Like holy cow! Like I'm really curious to see how the color separation is going to be. To me personally, I think it's too much detail.
Yeah.
This is a nice little. So if anyone doesn't know G Gundam, if you haven't watched it, sorry, I'm going to spoil a little bit. So the main heroine towards the end of the show gets captured and gets put into the Devil Gundam. So that's why you see this little female figure, and she's like all silver.
Yeah.
So she's not actually naked, for anyone wondering. So, but yeah, it's imposing. Like these third party people are getting insane. Like you have these tubes. I think that's clear.
Tubes.
Yeah.
These little
Who's making this? Have we gotten
Grunge
confirmed?
Works. It's called Grudge Works.
Okay.
Yeah. But
And this
yeah.
is a 3D printed mock-up, I'm guessing. So we're a ways off.
Prototype.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
this
a
is a
test run or
prototype
something
right
like that.
now. They basically have the whole thing together in prototype form along. So what's crazy is this thing is able to not only get in stationary like it does in the show,
Yeah.
but it can fold out its legs and stand, and it's just like, oh my god, like what the heck is this? Is insane. But are you able to
Yeah.
get your controls back, Dan?
Yep. Everything's working now.
Okay.
So I'm curious about that thing, like as far as like what are they going to price it at?
Well, considering it's
Because it's
from
a lot of plastic.
I think in China it's gonna be dirt cheap. I think it's gonna be like under $100, but I think it reaches stateside. You're probably gonna be looking at like towards the $250 range.
Here,
For
check out
that much
frame
plastic?
picture for it. And if
The
you just scroll down a little bit.
aerial dominators,
Oh, there we go.
200.
Look at that.
in
That's
the
just
States.
the frame.
Yeah, so I can only
Good
imagine it's more
grief.
expensive than the aerial dominator.
Oh yeah, dude, you're gonna need like a gallon of paint to paint that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I see this and it's just even the V fin has an inner frame. What's going
Yeah.
on here?
Yeah.
Hey Bandai, your lunch tastes good.
Num num num.
They're eating lunch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, enough of this news stuff. Stop sharing your screen. Gosh.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing.
So this week we've got two amazing builders on here. We've got Cobra and we've got Neverwaffle. Now, this is also the first time in the podcast history where we've got someone from Washington, someone from California, and someone from Oregon. All three of our original states for the West Coast Gunpla Alliance are here in the studio. So exciting times. We've been wanting to have Cobra on for a while because he is an accomplished builder. He is a big part of the Gunpla community. And he's an influential dude. We're gonna have Chris come on again soon, I hope, where he can talk about his resin process, because we have, like, I have some experience with resin, but he's got way more experience than I think me or Ian or Lang do. Lang's got a little experience with resin. He did a resin conversion of the Vidar, but so yeah, Chris, that's coming. But today it's all about you, Cobra. I have some questions for you, and then I want to talk about some of your builds. But here's question number 1. Are you ready?
Sure. Hit me, Dan. Hit
Okay.
me.
What did you eat for breakfast? I'm just kidding. When you
Nothing.
approach a new build, what's the story you're trying to tell through your model? And do you start with a plan, or do you let the narrative evolve as you build it? I already know the answer to this, I think, but
Oh God. Yes. It's just yes, because my process I don't think is linear. Like, I just build what I like, and if you know my work, I really love the original UC timeline 0079. I love some bits from Zeta, from Double Zeta. It's all over the place. So I think, like, it just depends on what I'm in the mood for. Like, if my last couple of builds were very inspired by the original Gundam, so I think just having that when I approach it, it's like, how do I want the, like, how do I pay homage to the thing I love but still keep it myself, but in line to what you're looking at or what the show's about. So I think it depends. Like, a lot of people, like we were just talking about resin kits and upgrading their models. Honestly, when I buy the kit, I just like the kit for what it is. So I don't really do a whole lot. Like, I'll do some cleanup. I might do like a scribe liner too.
yeah,
Whatever. But I just, when I see something, it's like, I just like it because I like it. And, you know, you'll I think for some of my builds you'll kind of see not exactly like a dip in the quality, but you can kind of tell, like, hey, like, there was a lot more love put into this build versus, like, the other build.
sure.
I think, for example, I think one good example I finished early this year was the GM Sniper Custom Master Grade. um I just like how the GM Sniper looks, and we've never gotten like a custom variant. And for all those that don't know, it has like rocket launchers on the back that can, as a weapon mechanism. We've only gotten that in high grade form, which was the MSD Gundam the Origin version.
Mm.
And I wanted that kit, but it was so overpriced. And just for aftermarket, I couldn't get my hands on it. So I was just like, well, I somehow got my hands on the master grade version. Like, I want this variant so bad. I'm going to have to make it. So shout out to my buddy Ron. He had some leftover parts from the GM ground type master grade because it comes with the rocket, and he sent me 2 sets of just the rockets from the kits. He's got like a whole bunch of stuff lying around. So without him providing me that, I probably would have had like 2 junker GMs just in the stash now.
Yeah,
Not doing anything, but that was pivotal because I was just like, without that, I would probably just make it as a GM Sniper custom as is, and I didn't want to, go back on it. I wanted this variant, man. I was going
yeah,
nuts. Like, I had to have it.
yeah.
It's hard to put into words, but like, versus like, hey, I'm just gonna do like a repaint of this kit because it looks cool and I want to put my little touch to it. It's my baby now, and
You want to
I
touch
can
it,
say it's
yeah,
my.
and give it the Cobra touch.
Yeah, I don't know if that. I hope that answers your question a little bit.
Yeah, so like, I mean, like, but you never start building a kit without a plan, though. Like, you start
Yeah,
building, you know what you want to. Do you have a vision for what it is you're going to complete?
kind of. I mean, I just know that, hey, I want this thing painted. I want seams removed. I want, if there's a. I feel like it's like everybody else when you build the kit, and it's like, hey, I see this wrong with it. I want to fix it.
Sure.
I just start basic. I don't have like this grand plan in my head. I always kind of think of like the end result. Like, hey, I see this being really nicely airbrush painted with a nice amount of decals on it, and then
Oh.
we'll figure out how we get there each time.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So-
I'll go ahead.
Well, for me, like I visualize the finished product like completely.
Mhm.
Colors, overall decal layout, dio or no dio. I even consider like I can visualize the poses it's going to be in when I do photography. So I also build for photography. Like how's it going to look in this pose? How's it going to look in that pose? I generally stick to like, like the original colors because I want that original design on my shelf. I also build for my shelf. Like a lot of my dioramas or all my dioramas, I measure my shelf first to make sure like, okay, my diorama's got to fit on my shelf. Otherwise, where am I going to put it? Kind of a thing.
Yeah, that sounds more in line about. It's the same for me. I see a lot of people do like beautiful like custom repaints and stuff of like pre-existing kits, and they, which is great. That they treat those pieces like they're just canvases with arms and legs. And for me, I'm in line with you, Dan. Like I'm a collector first, and then a builder and a painter. So if I have some in the stash, it's because I like the thing and I want to collect it and I want that on my shelf. But having the ability to build, to paint is just an added extra.
Yeah.
On top of that, it's just that nice little thing on the cherry on top. It's like, hey, it's premium.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You have created the best version of Bandai's original vision or the designer's original vision of that suit, kind of a thing. What about you, Chris? Do you build for like not that whole question, but like, do you stick to color scheme?
I generally, yeah. I like the color schemes that they've already given. I like to tweak them a little bit, the shades, the tones, all that kind of
Yes.
stuff. Tweaking everything to my liking is
Yeah.
definitely what I go for, and it's it's a lot easier that way. Coming up with custom color schemes like Lang does, I don't see how he does that. Like it screws with my brain. Like I can't see how the colors will go together easily, and it throws off my whole process of it. Like I'll change one color and that's it.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I'll mess around a little bit with the blues in like a Gundam style build or something. Make it like a lighter sheen or something like that, and I think I'm getting all tricky with it. But then Lang is like, I'm gonna do Pepsi theme on this Pluton or something like that. Yeah, super creative. And then I know he does do a lot of SketchUps and like colorways and stuff like that for everything. He's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. So that's his creativity level for that type of thing is definitely way up there. Speaking of that kind of thing, like with customizing of colors, looking back at your builds, Cobra, do you have like, is there a point from the beginning when you first started to where you are now with the customs that you're doing? Was there a fundamental shift in your quality, where something clicked or some type of new skill you learned clicked, and suddenly everything from that point on is better? And what was that?
Yeah, good question. I think there's a couple of times. One of them I think is the way how I apply my colors and how I shade now. Because I used to kind of do a little bit rudimentary like everyone else would do. Something close to pre-shading. You put the black there. Black base is what, is black primer. And then you put your colors on top and you try to stay the highest of highs. And you got this kind of effect where each of the edges have like darker, lines and stuff. But the whole kit's like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was 2 builds I did, and one of them was this, I actually got right here, is this tiny little Hetzer tank right here, that I tried doing a Girls and Panzer paint scheme of. And on top of, at the same time, I was working on the Master Grade Rick Diaz, and I was doing this technique for the first time called modulation. And it's basically where you take a lot of these like edges, and it has like a harsh highlight, and it does a gradient to one end to the other. So instead of like boxing in like your highlights in the middle, because what I used to do was take all my highlights and box. So like, say you have a square, I'm going to have that highlight focus in the middle of that square and build outward. Now I'm going to the point where like instead of like taking like say an arm and going in the middle, I'm taking like the highlight and coming all the way down. Are you seeing how the light's hitting my arm right now? Like taking one side and hitting that
Right.
one area. And I think once I started kind of adapting that, I had a big like click shift of how I want to start applying my colors now.
Yeah.
The other thing too is I'm more focused on like actually shading with colors, and what I mean by that is like I'll take like a dark base color and then build it up with a slightly lighter color, and then maybe even a highlight color. And some people are like, well, why don't you just use clear colors and blend it that way? And sometimes I thought about doing that, or I'll take like thinner, like Mr. Leveling thinner, and sometimes you can mist on a part, and if the paint looks slightly chalky, it helps blend everything together.
Right.
I like taking that process of, hey, I got color. So I think if it goes back to your question with the planning with the colors, it's like I want to take color A, make that my dark tones, color B midtones, and then take color C and make them my highlights. I think it's really rare for me to go, hey, I'm going to take a piece that's painted all black and then spray white as highlights, which is another method which figure painters would call like sketching, basically, and where they would take a minifigure and they'll spray white over a certain point and they'll basically create the highlights.
Yeah.
And then you can take like thin down paint and spray over that. I'm going to be honest, I kind of struggle with taking like that approach where I have really thin paint and spraying over something that's prepped like that, because I when it comes to like consistency, I like to make sure that my stuff is as consistent as possible. So what's worked for me is taking just a color that I've already cooked, pre-thinned, or it's already made for me, and just go with those colors and just spray on top of each other and then do the blending later in post. So I think once I hit that, after that Rick Diaz build and that little tank, a lot of my builds now have that kind of like really harsh, not super harsh, but you can tell that every single part is not linear in the sense of
There's
how
a
it's
shift.
shaded.
Yeah.
There's shifts.
The colors are changing.
Yeah, they're not only changing, but like all the way that you see the highlights are different too. They're not like all highlighted the same.
Yeah. Your style is extremely unique because I could have a table of like 60 builders and I would be able to identify the Cobra build because of the way you're doing your shading. It's very unique. I've never seen anybody do it and have it look like yours. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's just kidding. But your style is very much your style. So that's really cool to hear your process on it. You have this process in your head and you can talk about it all day and how you do it and stuff like that, but no one's going to be able to emulate what you're doing. It's very unique. It has this subtle softness to every single build that you do, and it's very artistic. I love it, dude. So
I appreciate that, man. I get told sometimes that they get the impression it's almost like cell shaded sometimes, almost like a Borderlands without the black ink that's on top. So instead of like, which
I don't see that,
but just the way that it's very like poppy, like almost like comic booky, and I think internally it's like that's kind of what I want. Like I want something to feel realistic, but having still, when you look at the colors and you look at the tones, whether I decide to go vibrant or desaturated, it still has that like.
Those artists that do those. It's a certain style. I don't know what the heck it is, but there's these sci-fi artists that do these space stations or sci-fi ships and stuff like that, and they make it have this sense of scale because of the way they're color grading things. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like in the movie Dune, when they do this really far away shot when the ships are coming through the phase shift or whatever they're calling it, their warp drive or whatever, and the scale looks really incredible because it has this like shift to it, like the color. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because another thing. Oh, hold on. Go ahead.
Your builds have a sense of scale to them, innate in the painting, that others don't. Like my pre-shade, like when I do pre-shading and stuff, like I like my style, but your style gives a sense of scale without the need of a diorama to provide that scale. Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm talking about, Chris? I
Oh,
see
no,
you
I-
nodding a lot,
That's
so I'm
that's something
assuming.
that
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot with his build is that they're always very off the page. It's
Yes.
giving a sense of, this could just be a small version of it. And that's exactly what it is. And that's what
Yeah.
the models are meant to do. They're supposed to be small versions of the real thing.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's what I see in a lot of your builds. They're very off the page, very, you could take a picture of this and you couldn't tell if it's a still from the anime or just like a little, a key art or something like that because
Yeah.
of how you design them and how you do your painting and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It looks very detailed in that way.
Yeah. It's like I would say the word is like the closest word I can use to apply to it would be desaturated, but at the same time you have vibrant colors. So what you're doing is good. It's very good. I'm like I said, you talk about how to do it, but I'm never going to be able to do what you do because you've like eked out and created your own style. So
Well, I was gonna say that and I know I accidentally kind of cut you off for a second there earlier. You mentioning that kind of like spark. I'm like the little kid now, where I'm just like, oh, we're talking about the fun stuff now. I remember. I'm waking up now. I figure out what's going on. Yeah. So when I paint my stuff, I've learned over time that it needs to be done in scale. So like I used to do a lot of weathering, and I think that's where it started. When I do a lot of my weathering and chipping and stuff, I think in terms of if I'm looking at this mobile suit in real life and
yeah,
with it being far away, am I actually going to be able to make out that detail being far away? So I guess the best way I can put it is if I'm seeing a master grade or if I'm seeing a high grade, I'm imagining that's how tall it is I'm looking at it far away.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your builds have this far away look.
Yeah, so when you say that, you just like I said, apologies, but you got me excited because I was like, yeah, that's literally you're on the nose on that because that's literally how I
Yeah.
approach it. Like I was telling my friend who's getting into trying to do airbrush painting and stuff. I had this example of like metallics. I don't particularly like doing a whole lot of metallics myself, and I think it's because every time I try to do metallics or I've seen metallics done, it feels like it's like a toy. And
If
I
you keep
like
it glossy, for sure.
Yeah, and I like having that kind of like toned down metallic because I think of like this example I gave to him. I was like, if you're driving on the freeway and you see a car that has chromed out bumpers and stuff like that, when you see it far away, you could tell it's chrome or it's shiny metal, but your eyes are perceiving it like a bright white gray up until the point you move close to it and you see all the lights refracting from the chrome, right? So I always try to go about it as what if my eye is looking at this far away, is it going to pick up that it's really shiny or is it going to pick up? That's the same way with decals. When I build, a lot of my customs lately have mostly been master grades, and one thing I picked up from a few people is I use 1/144 scale decals for master grades because I find that when people print decals for 1/100, 90% of the time they feel too big because like if you take a part and you take a decal, that's like a giant poster on a part, and I think of it like as if you're looking at, say, military vehicles, they have caution markings all over the place, but they're so subtle because they're
Yeah.
really tiny, right? You're not going to pick those up with your eye unless you're like
Yeah.
right up against the machine. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with 1/144. If they had decals that were like 160 or 170 scale, I would probably be a madman and use those just for the sake of using them.
That's
Scale.
really interesting. I've never considered using 144 scale decals on my builds before.
Neither have I.
That's actually pretty cool idea, especially on a PG. Putting some 144s on there would be pretty neat.
So
Yeah,
I think
just-
of it, it's like a
just using, like, a
scaling level,
1/100.
right? So if you do 1/100, you do 1/144, and if you do 160, you do 1/100 scale. So basically, it's like a ladder,
You don't tell me what to do.
Well, I just did, Dan. It's my time to shine, Dan. This is this is me taking over the reins, baby. Let's go.
Well, so that.
It's the Cobra Power Hour.
So in terms of like you're talking about, we're talking about your techniques and stuff. The modeling. Here's my next. I'm trying to do a segue. I don't do segues.
Yeah.
So here's question number 3. The modeling community is constantly evolving with new techniques, tools, and trends. How do you balance staying true to your personal style while also adapting to new ideas, if you do at all? And what kind of impact do you hope your work leaves on other builders, like your legacy? If you were to die right now, would anybody care?
Probably not. But I honestly probably not. But I hope that I'm going to sound cliche, but I hope with all the friends I made along the way would care. like I hope that right, they probably won't, especially Dan.
What? Depends on what you leave me in your backlog.
That's true. Backlog is important.
There's some interesting kits in there.
That defines the builder there is the backlog, right?
He's gonna leave you a fresh plate of spaghetti.
There we go.
Oh,
I'm gonna give you the recipe to the ultimate.
I'll bury you in a spaghetti canyon.
But no, like.
So yeah, let's unpack the first one first.
Yeah.
Techniques are evolving and changing. You've obviously had a point where you changed your style, right? You did a new thing because you wanted to express yourself through your model kits, but you see certain trends. There's certain things that people are doing like really heavy. Like right now, I feel like panel lining is kind of like on steroids right now in the community. Like everyone's just like, I want 1 billion panel lines on this shoulder piece. And that's amazing that people are getting really good at it. But like, so those types of trends and techniques, like how do you stay true to like what you're doing? Do you feel pressure anytime to do something different?
Oh, did we lose Dan?
Maybe.
He froze.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, there he is. But that's okay. There kind of came to a point because I see this trend all the time. It's like hyper detailing everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's reflective, like we talked about with the third party kits and just with resin builds. I will admit, like seeing that trend did kind of push me to want to try doing some scribing, doing things like adding my own panel line because. A part of it's like I want to grow, and I don't want to be stuck in a place where I'm just content, because I think I've seen a lot of builders. I think this happens to a lot of people who just buy, and this is no like ill will towards these people that enjoy doing this, but I've seen this a lot with people who just buy kits and snap build them. They'll go through this phase where they'll really enjoy killing time and build, snap, and then later they feel stuck, and then they're like, I don't know if I'm getting tired of buying Gundams and Gunpla and building them. It's like I need something more, right? You need that kind of like you need something a little bit more, and it's like, and then I'll go like, hey, well, why don't you start doing this little thing? Why don't you start maybe tightening up your nubs a little bit more? Or start doing this because, like, I think when you're truly enjoying a hobby, it grows with you. I don't think it's meant to just stay like. I think when you say like we were talking about Fortnite earlier, like you're taking out kids, you're taking out people, you don't know it, but you're growing in the video game. Like you're learning how to become better in the video. You're improving, right? So and when you're improving and you see results, you start to have more fun again, right? You start to see the fruits of your labor. So I think for me, like I'll dabble. Like I think of the mindset of be okay with trying something, but then be okay with not having to pick it up again if you don't like it either. So I like to more so rescribe a kit than trying to design millions of lines in it. A lot of people that I see do custom panel lines have like this engineer mindset. They either have an engineer degree or a graphic design degree or something adjacent where everything's technical. And I see myself being too chaotic to try to do that. Like going back to say the Rick Diaz for a second, all those panel lines were inspired by the in-game model from Gundam Battle Operations.
Yeah.
Like, because I was like, I need something to work with. Like the Z-Gok I did with the Torrington, Attack on Torrington diorama where it's got the containers. A lot of the customization was inspired by the real grade, but me trying to upscale it. So like,
I did that with my Perfect Xeon. with
Yeah,
the
that thing
big
looks gorgeous.
with the big butt panel. I had that feeling of pressure a little bit, like I need to put some panel lines on this. It was both external, like just thinking like people are going to be like are going to see this and people are doing a lot of panel lining right now. I should probably do some panel lining. And also internal, I was like, this is just a big butt, front butt, and it needs something, because otherwise it's just a flat piece of plastic, because right out of the box that skirt is one piece
Mhm.
and there's nothing on it. So
I
yeah.
think it just comes back to why you're building the kit. Are you building it for a competition, or are you building it for yourself?
Yeah.
And part of it is I'm building it for myself. And I grew up with this of watching a lot of retro TV and like watching the original Transformers, like Gundam, old shows. So I already kind of have like this feeling of I'm used to watching things that are flat. There's not like crazy CGI on this stuff. So I think because I mentioned before, I'm a collector, right? So I want to see what I like on the shelf. So I think that also translates to my builds,
Mm.
where there might be a bill where I kind of want like a panel line or two. I want to kind of, this thing has a chance to do it, or it's like, no, I want this thing to feel like it just bounced out of the anime and I can enjoy it because it's for me. It's going to be on my shelf. It's not
Right.
going to be on
Yeah.
it's not going to be on Dan's shelf. It's not going to be on Chris's shelf. It's going to be on my shelf. I get to look at it every day.
Unless you die.
Right?
It
Yeah, unless I
can
die,
be
yeah.
if you die or we rob you.
Yeah, or that happens.
That's coming.
You know.
What
Yeah.
about you, Chris? What's your thoughts on the
So-
like trends and then like feeling pressure to change things?
So it's a lot of the pressure that you see is just because you want to fit in. You want to feel like, you're very much on the same wave, and people will give your build more attention because it kind of follows the same niche that's kind of going on in the hobby.
Mm.
For me, I felt a lot of the same feelings that both of you guys felt. I felt like I needed to kind of push it a little bit more. There's not a lot going on this piece. I need to spice it up a little bit. I
Yeah.
tried doing the fully scribing a kit. I didn't really like it. Rescribing and adding little details that kind of spice up a piece, but not going totally overboard, is kind of where I find myself in that like happy medium,
Yeah.
finding a spot where the piece has enough definition so that it can stand out on its own. So it's not just a big front butt. It's not just a big, flat piece of plastic that's, going across. But
Yeah.
that's very true to the anime. That's
Right.
it's like Cobra was saying. Back when these shows were coming out, there were just very flat panels, very low detail on these suits. There's not a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very true to the anime when it's going like that. But when you have people adding a lot and kind of Michael Bayifying kits and adding so much detail that you're just like, your eyes explode.
Yeah.
It's kind of jarring. But finding that happy medium to where you're happy with it on your shelf, you're happy with the outcome for you, that's what you need to focus on. You need to focus on, pleasing yourself more than, others. Or if you're doing it for competition,
Right.
then you gotta kind of cater it towards them. Cater it towards,
Yeah.
what they're gonna be looking for, what they think is better on it.
Yeah.
Because they don't want the front butt. They want
Yeah.
the definition.
A lot of times, like almost every build I do, I have a checklist, and it's like, okay, I have to do plot plate, I have to do panel lining. If it's for certain competitions, some competitions categories don't allow you to do any of those types of modifications. So sometimes that happens a little bit, but yeah, for me, like I do feel that pressure, that checklist of I need to do this because this is what is currently, being
what's
looked
gonna get
at and
eyes on
judging
it.
and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like a delicate balance of like, you want to stay true to yourself. You want to do what you want to do, what brings you joy, because this hobby is first and foremost about fun. And then if you want to move past that, that's when you go into customization and panel lining and competition and stuff like that. Here's another question for you. Imagine you're halfway through your best build ever, and a mischievous friend accidentally drops it on the floor. Are you kind of you, Cobra? Are you going to calmly forgive them, or like this is more about like what kind of person are you? Are you going to forgive them, or are you going to kill them? Or like not kill them, but like, are you going to forgive them and still be friends, or are you going to be like, I don't like you anymore? Now, accidentally is an air quote, so they did it on purpose, or at least you suspect they did.
I think it really depends, right? So it's funny you mentioned that because I had a situation, and they claim they didn't do it, where the boys are hanging out, and there's a shelf that's not the most sturdiest shelf, and they got their foot tapping on this freaking leg of the shelf. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You're shaking stuff. And I had the mega size RX-78 standing on the top. It just snapped up. Shakes it just a nice little bit with his foot. Yeah. I had, the V-fin broke off, but that was like the only thing.
Oh.
And I fixed it. But I was like, I'm going to hold it over your head for a little bit because I told you to stop and you know what you're doing. And you knew not to do it because I asked you not to. So I'll forgive you, but I'm still going to be annoyed with you and remind you every time you're near this thing to not do it. Yeah. But at the same time, if it was like a legitimate accident, like, hey, like,
oh, for sure,
stuff happens.
We're not talking about legitimate accident. Let me give you a scenario here for you and Chris. We're at a competition. All three of us are competing in this category. I walk up to both your models and then I drop them on the floor right at the competition. Are you guys still my friend?
Probably not for a little bit.
Cops aren't getting called. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they're not getting.
I'll be going to jail.
Can you imagine?
I would flame.
That person would be banned.
I would flame you both in person and online.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the quickest way to get yourself like just removed
from the facility. Yeah,
from the facility, from the hobby, you'd be blacklisted forever.
Like you.
I wonder if that's ever happened.
I imagine at some point it's happened accidentally. Somebody's knocked over something, but not
sure.
Not
but like somebody gets mad, let's say, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know this guy was coming here. Oh, that's that snake. I hate this guy." Take their build off the table and just throw it on the ground.
That don't think I've heard. There's been instances where I hear like someone knocks over the kit and they're just like, "Oopsies!" Like, and they're just like, "Here, you go pick you person A or B. You help pick it back up." And it's like,
oh gosh,
yeah, it's like,
man.
But it's like, why are we gotta pick it? Like,
were they really literally like oopsies, or were they like, oh?
I wasn't there. It was basically like but just in summary, like the dude's like, oh, whoops, like like, oh, hey, you pick it up now, and it's just like it came with a grain of salt.
Let me tell you a story. I got to be really careful with this story here. Okay, so have you ever met somebody who is not in the hobby? Okay. And they see that you're showing them your customs and they touch it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They start touching it like this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got two stories. One is ingrained in my brain. So shout out to Model Mania. 2 years ago, it was basically Seattle show we do. It's a display only show, yada, yada, yada. We'll talk more on that later. I'm packing up and there's this little girl that's at my table, and I'm in the middle of getting stuff packed up, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And all of a sudden, she's like, kind of moving stuff around, and all of a sudden, she's touching at my Origin gun tank, and I was like, "Hey, can you not do that?" And she's like, with a grin, she's like, smiling, and then she one hand palm grabs the whole gun tank like
after
this.
You told her not to.
Yes, and then I was like, "Can you please stop?" And she literally looks at me with like the most Chucky, demented smile ever, and her guardians are up top, like, oh yeah, stop, she's right there. Like, and I was like, "Can you please handle your kid, please?" I was literally like, if there's no parents that are about to grab this kid's arm and say stop. Like,
yeah. It's okay to use the back of your hand and just kind of shuffle somebody, I think.
Yeah,
okay.
But they literally like demon grab, like they literally have this like, I'm gonna dig into your soul. Like, just I felt the weight just drop. I was freaked out. Like, I had my friend who helped run the show. If he's like, I've never seen you so scared of something like that happening before ever.
Has that happened to you, Chris?
My nephews, yeah.
Okay. So, but I'm talking like an adult.
But
This happened
see,
to me as with an adult.
I have
An
an adult
adult?
story. I have an adult
Yeah,
story too.
like-
So my
Hmm.
yeah,
An
I
adult.
was at my first time at IPMS Canada, and their table space wasn't exactly the greatest.
Mm.
So I got done with my kits. So mind you, I'm a foreigner over here. And there's this dude that came late with some Warhammer big stuff, and he's trying to find room on the table. And all of a sudden, I see him pick up my piece with it being on the base and
Ooh.
try to move it. And I went up to him, like, "Hey, you can't do that!" Like, and he started giving me attitude. He's like, "Look, man, I'm sorry you came late, but you can't. That's
Yeah,
not allowed."
You gotta ask. You gotta
Here-
here's-
ask for permission.
Here's what happened with mine. Like in my scenario, okay, let's just say that this was a custom. Let's say this is a master grade. Okay,
Mhm.
the person, I'm like, hey, yeah, so here's this one I did, and they come up to it and they went like this. They picked it up and they went, oh, that's really cool. Oh yeah, that's really
Yeah.
neat. Oh wow. And they were doing all this
Rip the head
before,
off.
like within seconds of showing them.
That's crazy.
I wonder if there was like a disconnect in their brain, like they didn't realize like this is a model kit, and it's been like, even though I told them it was all custom, like maybe they didn't realize it's custom painted. But you don't just start articulating it like,
They
oh,
probably
that's
thought it was
really
a
neat.
Treat it like an action figure almost.
Yeah, they probably thought it was a transformer. That's usually the first thing. Like your non-Gunpla friends or Gunpla people, like, hey, that's a nice transformer you got there. I want to play
That's
with
all
it.
I get ever. Is
Yeah.
when my friends come over, they're just like, "Oh, are these your Transformers?" I'm like,
Cool
"Yeah,
Transformers, bro.
yeah, these are my Transformers."
I die inside every time I get asked or hear that a transformer. Like I get shit. Let's just say I get other friends that give me a hard time because they know that every time that
Yeah.
happens, they tease me about it. I just cringe inside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I tease Lang and Ian about that all the time. I'm like, I'll see something that's clearly not a transformer, and I call it a transformer, and they're instantly, especially Ian's like, oh! He has to say something. Like, even though he knows I'm joking, he's like, has to correct me. It's
Yeah.
really funny.
But for an adult to do that though is
Right?
that's the problem. You know, like
Yeah.
if your kids are running around at a model show, you know, you gotta
That's-
keep an eye on them. But for
Yes.
you as the adult, you know,
Yes.
to just be be a little grabby with people's models.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It happened to me once, and it hasn't happened again, but very strange. Something in your backlog that you're afraid to build because it's just too cool. Chris, you go first.
Ooh, well, it's kind of a hard question for me because all my stuff is built, so I'm not too scared of them.
Well,
But
then maybe to customize.
to paint,
Yeah.
I'm very I'm worried to tackle like this. I've done it before, but I'm worried to tackle it again. It's a resin goof custom that I did once before when it was my first build that I fully painted. Very, jumping in the deep end.
Yeah.
But it was such a traumatizing experience to do it again. I'm kind of scared because that one was like with the mold errors and all that kind of stuff of the Rosen Zulus. That was like this cranked up to 10. So that's why I'm not super scared about doing this one. But doing that one, you muted yourself, Dan.
You have two of these things?
Yeah, so I've done one before. It was I think almost 3 years ago now.
Okay.
And to do it again, I'm scared. I don't
Yeah.
want to do it. But I want to do a really cool diorama. So I'm
Have you
kinda scared to
seen
do that.
Chris and Missy's
It is the
custom
same
diorama?
one.
It's really good.
It's the same one that Chris did.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. That's a great looking kit.
It's super cool. But the ones that I got were, poorly casted eBay ones.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's my own fault. But
Yeah. What kind of die are you thinking?
I want to make it destroy the Easy 8 because I do not like.
Oh,
this.
sick. Yeah.
I don't like the Easy 8 at all. I think it's a poor design, and I really like Norris Packard. I love the Goof Custom.
Oh yeah,
I
super.
don't like Shiro. He's an annoying character.
Yeah.
So
it's one of the classic
opposite
examples of like where the bad guy is the coolest character. For sure.
That spoke to me. So he's gonna destroy the Easy 8. It's gonna blow up, and we're gonna have a really cool diorama. But I'm scared. I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with that resin again.
Yeah, I don't blame you. What about the idea of picking up the better resin version? Should be more comfortable.
I don't know where to find it. That's the problem.
Mm.
Is that I've looked around. Like I know that a couple other builders. I'd have to talk to Chris to see where he got his. Because I don't think like all the other people that I've seen build it, they haven't had the issues that I had. So I don't know if it was a one-off. I don't know if it's.
I
don't
see.
know if I just got the bad eBay one or the bad eBay one is the only one available. So
interesting.
I gotta figure that out. I just gotta talk to more people and socialize.
Ugh, don't do that. What about you, Josh?
Yeah, so I got a few. I think like the most grail kits I have in my stash, they're like my white whales are the ones I'm afraid to touch because if I touch it and I somehow mess up, there's more than likely I'm not going to be able to find it again. For example, I got this Volks hobby kit known as the Edelweiss from a game called Valkyria Chronicles.
Oh, there it is.
And yeah, there it is. Ding 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 ding. Magic word, right? I'm like the Austin for Ace Combat.
Gotta scratch that off my podcast bingo card.
Anyway, I really love this game, and they had models for it, and they came out in 2014, and they lost the license out of print. Anyway, I got it for as good of a price as I could for how much it's going out. In any case, I'm scared to touch it because the details are so immaculate. I think I don't know if I no, because I got it before or after you guys came over. But in any case, the details are super crisp. It looks really nice. The thing on it that I'm not super comfortable with yet is there's a lot of masking that's going to be involved. And there is a third-party mask set for it, but all the aftermarket that was made for this kit, very hard to find, if not near impossible. And this tank has like basically, it's like almost like a digital camo like pattern on it in different tones of blue. So that's like, if I'm going to do a kit right, I got to really be in the mindset. Because I think that's the other thing my process is too, is if I'm working on a kit and I'm not really feeling into it, especially painting, I know it's going to be garbage looking to me at least. Like, so
you're more afraid to paint that or customize that than you are to customize the EX white base.
Oh, probably by a little bit of a margin, a little bit. Like, see, maybe it's just a little bit higher. Like, I got like this scale, and I got Battlestar Galactica from Mobius Models, the OG Battlestar Galactica. I got the SDF-1 in ship form from Hasegawa, and of course the Edelweiss. Those are probably like the three in my stash that I'm kind of scared to touch because it's done, I'm donezo. Especially the Edelweiss and that Galactica because they're both way out of print and way too expensive to go buy another one.
Yeah. For me, it's the Master Grade O. It's like banging a drum over here, kicking a dead horse. Like for me, like my thing is like I'm not afraid of the kit. You know, I'm more just like I want my abilities to reach a peak that I've got, whatever that is in my brain. I don't even know what the line is, to reach a certain level where I'm like, I can do something to this to make it unique. Because there's so many amazing O builds out there. And I want mine to be unique to me. And I don't want to draw from what other people have done with theirs, you know? And I think
you want a Dan build.
Yeah. And it's probably going to, I'm not going to be able to just do the kit by itself. It's going to need to be in a dio. So I have to think about that as well. So it's one of those kits that's in my backlog that I try not to even think about, because if I start thinking about it, then I'm going to start thinking like, okay, I need to build this thing now. And I just don't want to do that. I like knowing that it's there.
Yeah.
Unbuilt and waiting for me.
It's teasing you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wants you to build it.
Speaking of builds, this is a segue. See, I keep interrupting myself by saying this is a segue. Speaking of builds, we got some builds of the week to share here. And some of these are going to be builds that we've talked about a little bit here. For you, Cobra. Actually, the first one. Yeah. There it is. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah, so this piece I literally just got done Friday? Yeah, Friday, Thursday. So there's a contest that Zaku Aurelius is putting up right now. It's basically like summer plamo. Is basically summer theme. Is build a piece, make a diorama. It has to fit in the theme of summer. And he's also got a couple judges. He's got a big time Canada champion, Ryan Lau, who's been to GBWC multiple times. And then he's got Savage Orc guy on Instagram known as Luis. She's like a big 40K Warhammer builder who's just getting into Gundam. So she's like really good at like mini painting. So I was like, all right, well, for some reason, a part of me was just like, you know what? I'm going to do something different. It's that like, I think I'm going to push myself to do something a little bit different. Because for me, when I do my builds, I don't do something like this. This is not something you see from me every day, if not hardly at all. And I just, it kind of went from originally my idea was, hey, what if I got the Nobel Gundam riding a giant popsicle as a surfboard and on this base? And it went to, hey, let's do some beach Hawaiian kind of theme where there's a bunch of surfboards. And I'm like looking through all my parts and I'm like, hey, I got a Gelgoog shield here. This looks like a surfboard. Let's put that in there. Here, I got a Goof shield that looks like a boogie board. And it kind of just went in
Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, go for it.
What did you do? What is this? Is this a master grade core fighter?
Yeah, that is the master grade 2.0 core fighter.
What did you do to it? Because it looks like it's been Cobra-fied.
So this core fighter came out of an old build of mine, snapped up. I literally just robbed it from another kit and I took it apart and as I mentioned before, I took my darkest darks of color. I sprayed those on first. So what came in clutch is I got the Kaizo mecha colors. They're all pre-thinned. So they got like these different lines of different shades of colors. So I ended up just taking all of those and I was like, okay, here's the darkest pre-thin color, here's the middle tone, and then here's like the lightest. So I just did the darkest tone and then I picked an angle. So I kind of had this thought like, well, it's a fighter plane. It's basically going to be in the sky. It's going to be like facing the sun, right? So the ironic part about this is when I did the shading for this, the intention was to actually have the core fighter on the right side when you're viewing it, the right side of the piece, and not the left. So when I did the shades on that, but then when I started doing the placement of the core fighter, it felt like there was too much going on the right side of this piece, and when it came to placement, I had the umbrella already there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this on because I was talking to you guys extensively in our Discord about how I wanted to go about this, which shout out to everyone who gave me some suggestions and tips on the Discord, which is really, really awesome. But I thought about, I was like, okay, well, it's got a shield there, and if I just put a clear rod in there, it'll hide like the majority of that clear rod. Yeah. So I went with that. So yeah, it was literally just picking an angle. I sprayed the canopy. I thought about masking, but I literally just hand painted that white canopy.
I love it. Yeah. Did you putty over details, or does it just look that way?
There is no. Yeah, it just looks that way.
It's very cool.
After I did my last build before this, I'm like, yeah, I'm over putting details right now. I'm gonna do that later. But that's just.
And then this banner here, you put some like flutter lines in it you painted those in.
Yeah.
So cool.
Thanks, man. So the story with that, in short, it's literally just a thin piece of styrene that I cut the shape, and then all the words. I think this was like my fourth attempt, but I hand wrote the words, which is probably the dumbest thing I could have done.
No, it fits.
If I was smart, I would have masked. I would have measured it. I would have masked it. I just picked a spot and tried to hand write it on there.
No, dude, it fits, man. It fits, like with the whimsical nature of this whole thing.
So the shimmering part, so that came because so I was using the Gundam Real Touch marker, and there were times I messed up and I tried cleaning it up, but there were some blotches where it was a lot darker than the other. So this was me trying to frantically clean up those spaces with a thinned out white and try to make it like, okay, I'm gonna hide this,
Yeah.
but make it look like it's like a shimmering effect on the banner.
That's really cool. And then what is this from?
So that is a 550 scale little RX-78 little minifigure that comes with those old school Gundam mechanical kits.
Okay.
So that one in particular came with the Adzam set. It's like it's basically like a giant mobile armor with like that shoots that M'Quve rode in the original Gundam that shoots cages at it, and it included a little Gundam to get captured in the cage.
Yeah.
So I just built it together. I didn't even clean the seams. I took glue, filled the seams a little bit, and put sand in it to make it look like that's why you have those little bits of chunks of sand around it, was to clean it up a little bit.
And then this is a
vernier
bucket.
That's a vernier bucket with a very thinned out cut piece of plot plate. I'm literally like holding it like this and trying to get. I'm like, I need more hands. I need to get the quick set. Put that in there, and then that shovel is literally like the end of like a sprue gate.
Yeah,
like a sprue gate that I like like cut down and shaved and sanded, and then put bits on top.
It's amazing. It's really well done, dude. Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Okay. Let's go to the beginning here. We're going to go over these builds here. This is from a person in the club. Their screen name is Astray. And this is, they just said it's Black Dragon. I don't know what kit this is.
It's the Astray red frame, like red dragon is what the kit is. And
it comes with these big old backpack parts?
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
The Katowices and the backpack and
look at
all the cool stuff.
Look at the painting on this thing, dude.
It's really nicely done.
It's phenomenal. Yeah, I love the lighting too. Very moody. There's a lot more pictures in the Discord, so if you haven't checked it out, go check it out for sure. Then we have this one by Rogue Renegade. This is the Red Rider, I think. This thing has been panel line, some nice paintwork's been done to it with paint pens. This turned out pretty good. I kind of like this. I think it's called the Red Rider.
Yes.
Ian's okay, good. Ian's gonna kill me if I get any of these wrong. Then we have Ogwell in the Discord. I don't know what kit this is.
That looks like the 30-minute Fantasies assassin. There's an assassin kit that just came out. That looks very much like it, and then those wings also look like they're part of the 30. There's that like horse kit, 30-minute missions kit that has like the little wings on it that you can make it like a Pegasus. That looks like what they got on there. I could be wrong, but
look at the pose, man. Yeah, it's so cool.
Awesome.
And this person also has like one of the coolest collections of live planted tanks. Like if you ever look at their other work, they're always in the background there. It's so cool. So really, really well done with this here. Then we've got Mike B did this Sinanju high grade. Lots of decals on here. Did paint pen work on all these parts here. Put a top coat on it. Looks really nice. It's good.
Really good.
Very solid.
Yeah, Mike's like dipping his toes. I don't know if he's dipping his toes at this point. He's been doing Gunpla now for a couple of years at least. But he's doing a lot more custom work with each build, so it's cool to see. But Mike is heavily into like the standard model kits, like glue kits, like cars and planes and tanks and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see him doing some Gunpla stuff. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say this is something I would want to see in the promo, like have it in promo shots, like if you're advertising the kit and here's your like advertising shot, like the way that he's painted it and top coated it, like this is something I feel I would see like in a promo.
For sure, yeah, like in the case at like a Bandai Expo event or something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Then we've got a custom by Chris Misu. This is a Goof Custom. It's a custom of Goof Custom. G-frame kit, and he's
that's the
panel-lined it,
actually,
painted it. This is what?
The Converge kit.
Oh, Converge.
Little guy.
Even tinier. Oh, yeah. I see that now. Thank you. He's painted it and put decals on it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those 144
put a really cool
decals.
Put a really cool fade on it. It's super fun. The guy's super talented. We got to get him on the podcast at some point.
He's super good.
Yeah. And then another one by Chris. This is a Lego project, and then he painted Something
The
on
stripes.
this.
He
The
did
stripes.
so. He masked and painted the stripes, and I think he did the same thing with the Apple logo. I think too. I could
Oh,
be
that's
wrong.
so cool.
He
But
said that some of them were decals and some of them were painted. Like the side was painted, I know that, but he said some were decals that he got, but he couldn't get decals for the others.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
it's
I wouldn't have
super
thought
well
of that
done.
if I looked at it.
It's really fun. Like it's so funny. You see, like you've seen his stuff as
Yeah.
his Gunpla stuff is insane, and then he does Lego too. It's
And
fun.
for him to just custom make that car based off of the regular,
Yeah.
just Lego kit was so cool.
Yeah, super cool. This is a new member, Grants. We met them up in Seattle for the GBWC. This is one of the builds that was on display there. This is a master grade Zaku from Seed, the Zaku Warrior, I think.
Yeah.
Super
Just
clean.
beautiful, beautiful, and
The
in
photo-
person too. It
Yeah.
looks just as good. So
If not better. I don't think
I
the
agree,
photos do
yeah.
justice. I got a chance to look at it up close, and it's really really nicely done.
It's very nicely done. It's one of those builds that I would label as clean. It's very clean and crisp. Lots of part separation, really nice panel lining. Everything is just very precise and clean. So really well done on this one. They put a whole bunch of their builds in, like as kind of an introduction of themselves to the club in the Discord. But I grabbed this one because this was one that I saw at the GBWC and I liked. So yeah. Then we've got one by Erlangshan here. This is the Musha SD Techie Musha Psycho Gundam. I don't know a lot about SD stuff, but I know that Erlangshan does a lot of paint work on his SDs, and you can see all the paint detail that he did. And these things are tiny. These are tiny little guys, so
He just
he's able
cranks
to.
them out too.
Yeah, they're so cool looking. Really nice. And then this one here by Chloe Mouse is an RG Mark II. It's got some panel lining on it. It's got some paint, maybe some paint pen work here for the gold parts. Solid build, looks really nice. And then we've got this one here, GBWC entry from none other than Cobra. We were talking about anime accuracy, and we were talking about that faraway look, and this kind of embodies like the peak of where your style is right now for me from an observer's point of view. There's nothing about this there's nothing more like this is a build, an idea perfected. Like the peak of what this thing could be is what we see here, in my opinion. Do you have any thoughts on this, Cobra? What do you think about this build?
Shoot. I
know it's got a long story,
yeah.
but just give us.
Long story short, I'm glad I pushed myself to where it's at now, because when I first did this piece, it did not look like what you're looking at right now.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, there's still some little things on here I know I would like to do. Maybe I'll go back later, but where it's at now, I'm much happier with it now than I was when it first got done. It definitely was the moment where like I knew, looking at it every day in my shelf, I was like, there's something about this that just, it does not feel complete. And I just had this kind of fire that cooked under my butt, and I was like, I'm gonna torture myself for the next month to 2 months, maybe 3, to get this thing to where I want it to look like more.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's what I mean by like the perfected vision of the max that this thing could be. It's a beautiful work of art, dude, and I congratulate you on the build. It is absolutely spectacular. I freaking love it. If you were to die, this is what I would want to have on my shelf to remember you by. It's just gorgeous, dude. Chris, did you have any thoughts on this? Do you want to say anything about it?
There's so many things that I could say.
Yeah.
You really knocked it out of the park. Regardless of whatever you personally think right now about it, you did amazing.
Yeah.
You did great. You accomplished what you wanted to do with it, and then some.
Yeah.
The idea of perfecting a build and getting all of the little tweaks, every little thing that you want to do with it, and kind of doing all of that regardless of whatever scope creep you find yourself in, where you're like, oh, I could just do this a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and you keep going on and everybody tells you to stop. It's
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
you gotta keep going to where you feel like it is done. It's ready for people to look at. It's ready for people to judge it, and judge they did.
Well, this was, if I can go on, not a tangent, but just when I first did this was for a museum piece that I was asked to do, and I was only given such a limited amount of time on it. And that's not to say like, oh, I'm making an excuse for my build quality, but just like there were so many things that I wanted to do that I had to say no to because of the time constraint. Because when you are doing something for a client or you're doing something for a show, you gotta time manage, right? So now that when I got this back, I'm like, okay, well, I don't really have a time crunch unless I put something on myself. It's no one else putting it on. It's myself that's putting the time crunch on, not anybody else. So I was like, let's go back and complete the vision. Let's go in here and like actually flesh it out. Give it that 100% to it.
God, it's kind of breathtaking, to be honest. Yeah, beautiful work, dude.
I appreciate it.
Whew. All right. Let's see. Oh, I have more stuff to share. I'm not done yet. Let me get this other thing pulled up here. We had a competition, the Lang Pose competition. I'm gonna pull up the pictures here in a second. I closed it because I'm a fool.
But wait, there's more.
Yes. Open, share, screen, window, this thing. There we go. Let's go to so we had a Lang Pose competition. If you don't know what the Lang Pose is, it is described in the Discord. This one won first. This was by Eden. This is a heavy arms in classic Lang Pose. We did a whole award ceremony on this thing and everything. It was pretty funny. And then we had in second place was Dai Talsane, did this wonderful Lang Pose with a RG God Gundam, and I just love the composition, the finger in front, the selfie, the dirty counter with the flosser, canted feet, everything just
the spirit of Lang.
100%. Everything just screams Lang Pose. And then we had this was done by George. Not only was this a good static Lang pose, but also they incorporated Lang having his beard shaved off by none other than Chris right over there. So, yeah. So that was third place for that. So congratulations to our winners. Thank you for participating. Those kits, the prizes that they won, the kits they won should be arriving next week. And then we have one more thing to show off here. Club shout-outs. We're going to talk about opening that and sharing this window here. Last week we talked about nightmares. So our Langshan drew this really amazing cartoon of someone. So the story is someone broke into my house, worked on my master grade, didn't complete it, and left nub marks everywhere. And then I am calling the police here, and they're saying this is not an emergency. And yeah, just crazy, wonderful, amazing, love it.
It was me who broke in. I did that.
Then we have the creepy Snuffleupagus from Ian's Nightmares. This is terrifying.
Stand outside the window, just peering in.
Absolutely terrifying.
It looks like a rejected like Sesame Street
character. I mean, I just imagine like the rain all over it, like dripping on down the fur and the big giant eyes, and the way that it's kind of like floating. Ugh, just absolutely terrifying.
It's 100 pounds wet of nightmares.
And then the last one I wanted to show off here. So we have an art channel, and I want to show you the bar. Okay, this, if you can draw what you're about to see next here, you can post in the art channel. So we have a Zaku Char Zaku. If you can do this, then you are an artist, and you can post in the art channel. So please post your art in the art channel. It's a vibrant, wonderful little section of the community. And yeah, we love it.
Why do I like that so much? I feel
I
like
gotta
that's
frame
got to be
that.
like, that needs to be like a sticker or something. 'Cause
Make it like a club sticker.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take our club logo and like put it like as a decal on the chest or something. Ugh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Silver would love that. Questions for the cast. If you could get anything to improve your current modeling space other than space, more space, what would it be? Like tool or anything like that? Chris, you go first.
I want a new spray booth.
Oh,
Yeah.
is there a specific one you're looking at?
I've been looking at the Kaizo waterfall booth quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's pricey though. But I do just want a waterfall booth. I want something to kind of make it a little bit easier on me, something that I can kind of keep off to the side that's not super bulky, but can handle just as much, for spraying lacquers and stuff like that. It's
so they have two versions of they have three versions of their waterfall booth. The one that I had previous to one that I have now was the mobile fort.
Mm-hmm.
That one is really nice for space because it folds up into this small little compact thing, and then you still get the water booth bits from it. And if they make that one again, I would look at that one for sure.
Yeah,
the new one is big.
Yes,
and it doesn't really fold up.
That's the problem, is that it's a little too big.
Yeah.
I like it, but it just doesn't work. I want the smaller one. I want to see if I can find that one somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What about you, Cobra?
Well, aside from the spray booth, so we had a project here in my hobby space where we just installed a pegboard. So I want to be able to like have the hobby shop feeling where I got like pegs with like all my new fresh like decals, my tape, my scribe tape. So because what I have is literally a dinky like plastic drawer organizer I've had for like the longest time, where I just come on over and it's just packed to each drawer of just stuff, and it's organized in a way that would make your brain hurt. But I want to be able to like, hey, let's put the wall here, let's get stuff on here, because I know in the end I can go, hey, I need this thing, I can look at the wall and grab it, and I know time is a commodity around here, so it's time is everything. So I think being able to do that will improve like the workflow. Yeah,
we are very much the same person, because I also have that organizer that isn't organized. It's just stuff thrown in there.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely it's so funny. We didn't talk about this beforehand, but I'm also into organization right now. So I've got these Alex drawers from IKEA, and I've got them organized right now on the far side. But this one right here, where I keep my paint, woof! Every single drawer is just packed with paint, and I need to figure out some way to like organize my paints a little better. And I have no idea how to do that. I don't want it up on the desk. I like a nice clean desk. As opposed to what it looks like right now. But yeah, my paint situation, I'm kind of at a loss. I don't really know what to do with it. So I guess I need to start researching and buy some maybe drawer organizers or something, some racks or something in there. I'm not sure. Here's a random one. What is your favorite place you've ever visited? For me, it's Japan.
That's such an easy cop out.
I know, right? In Japan, though, favorite place I visited would probably be the Planet Labs. Or I think that's what it's called. Labs. Secret. What is it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Secret Labs?
Not
like
Secret Labs.
The chairs?
No, anyways, it's a really cool like art exhibition museum thing. It's like all interactive with lights and stuff like that. It's really cool. It's in Japan, yeah. What about you, Cobra?
I think probably my favorite place to visit right now, it feels like a cop-out, but almost every Saturday I go to Sean's Anime and Other Things in Tacoma, and that's where my peeps, my local peeps are, hang out, build, snap stuff up, hang out. To me that feels like a cop-out, but like if and when I ever go to Japan, that'll be the same one on the list too. It's just I don't I enjoy the experiences of some places. I don't have like a definite favorite, but a consistent one that I like going to, yeah, is Sean's Anime because it challenges my grit. If I want to if I tell myself I'm not going to buy another kit this next week, and then there's got some on the shelf, or there's just the whole relax of, hey, I haven't seen so and so in a few weeks. It's good to see you, kind of environment.
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
It's hard to decide because I've been traveling quite a bit recently, just going to little like competitions and stuff like that. It's super fun. But in all honesty, I think my favorite place that I've been is Philadelphia because that's where my family's from. It's very
Oh,
cool.
sick.
I love that city.
Yeah.
And I like football a lot, so it makes it a lot easier to enjoy that city.
Yeah, for sure. I've never been to Philadelphia, but I want to visit for sure.
It's got some cool sightseeing stuff that you can see, like with all of the historical stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool, because it is where the country was founded. So
Right.
if you're a history buff, you gotta visit there. It's super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, there's probably so much stuff to go check out. Here's a loaded question. And Cobra, try not to go on for an hour, okay? Let's just try here. If you could create your own full-scale model competition, like you're hosting let's say you're going to get 300 entries, okay? It's going to be a big success. What would you do differently compared to any model show you've been to? Or how would you refine it in any way?
Well, if it was a perfect world, I had all the funding I needed, all the staff I needed,
Right.
everything was perfect. I think the one thing I would change, because it's kind of a problem around, at least where I'm at, and maybe just common with model competitions, is the lack of experienced judges,
Mm.
and also the lack of judges being in their lane. So I think I would have like a prerequisite where it's like you could be an experienced modeler, but if you don't build this, you should not be judging that category. Because a lot of shows that I've seen, they'll have this openness like, hey, we need more judges because we so and so didn't show up. And there is one flip side where it's a nice learning experience for someone who's maybe not familiar with the genre. But in a perfect place, they're already surrounded by judges that know what they're talking about. And that person that's helping the judge is basically tagging along with the ride, picking up. Because you could be someone that hey, I know that this decal or the way the paint spread, uh, is either good or bad. That's a common thing. But there's also stylistic choices too that I think get overlooked when you have, say, a Gunpla modeler is being judged by, say, an armor modeler or even another sci-fi modeler that doesn't pay attention to Gunpla. So I think I would just really refine like the prerequisites of entry of who's going to judge, and maybe even kind of ask like, hey, what's your experience of how you've been doing stuff? Because I think if you're
built for the category, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I just think that if you're going to have a successful show, it needs to be run by people who know what they're talking about. Because you're going to get someone that's disgruntled all the time. They're going to be like upset that they didn't win. But I would want that disgruntled person to say, "Hey, yeah, I didn't win. It sucks." But the person who judged the pieces knew what they're talking about, and that was their decision.
Yeah, and to reiterate, we're talking about perfect world.
Yeah.
Perfect competition.
Perfect competition.
Yes. Now, in the real world, that's not going to ever happen.
No.
So these competitions do the best they can, and like, I do think having Gunpla people judge Gunpla and armor people judge armor is a good idea. If you can do it. Now, if you've got like an expert, like each category should have somebody who knows what they're doing. And then your tag-alongs should be modelers who know what they're doing when it comes to customizing and paint. And those tag-alongs have their place because they can point out a seam line, they can point out a this or that or whatever. But yeah, I think having, for sure, having somebody who knows the category should be the head judge for that category. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely not having Joe Schmo off the street coming in judge.
No. Yeah, that's rough.
The models, when you gotta have somebody like let's say like just Cobra or Dan. If they judged a category, you'd feel a lot more comfortable, with them judging it and their, results that they give you versus Joe Schmo. Because
Yeah.
he doesn't even know what a Gundam is. He thought it was a transformer.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
gotta
Yeah.
you gotta have somebody who knows what they're looking at, but can also understand the model processes. You can't,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're never gonna be in the perfect world where you're gonna have the judge that's completely unbiased, completely not he's not against you in any way or shape or form. There's always going to be some little thing that keeps them from wanting to give you
Right.
a spot on the podium versus somebody else's. There's always going to
Yeah.
be that little bit. It's never going to be a perfect world, but we
Yeah.
want that.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? What would you do for your show?
More categories. I want everything to be small.
Yeah,
and
because let's say,
bite-sized.
yeah, so in this world, you've got like, let's say 300, 400 entries. So you can spread.
I want there to be a scale category for every single show, so that everybody wins. There's only 2 entries in the 1144 Iron Blooded Orphans thing. They both get a medal.
Oh, you want participation trophies.
No, in all honesty, I love it when like model shows like to spread it out and make
Yeah.
more categories, but there's a limit to it. You can't have, a scale category for every single show. It's not
Yeah.
going to be like that. There's going to be too little entries. You're not going to get enough people.
Yeah.
Having it spread out enough where it's a happy medium, where you have your scales, you have your different universes and stuff like that, or factions that are larger, much like
Yeah.
how the Southern California Gundam Model Competition does.
That is the best one I've ever been to, where they have enough entries and they have it spread out just right that each category's got like what, 15 models in
It's
it
got
at
at
least.
least like 15 to 20 in each category, and it's
Yeah,
not
crazy.
overdoing it because, with other competitions like, Old Dominion Open, they only have 4 categories. That table was packed. There
Yeah,
was
they
like
need to open up a little bit.
this much room in between, my kit and the guy next to me.
Yeah.
And it kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier. I got scared because there's guys putting stuff right next to mine. They're nudging my stuff, or they're getting really close to nudging my stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you touch that, you're not making it out of here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's you gotta there's got to be enough room, and there's also got to be enough to where people can have their own space where you can look at the entire model, where it's not being blocked or it's too tight together. Having enough room, having enough categories is definitely my golden standard, on top of what Cobra was talking about.
Yeah.
Having enough to where it's a good competition, but you need to have the turnout for it.
Right. Well, in this scenario, you've got the turnout.
Yeah. Just to kind of go a little bit what Chris was saying, because I don't see this enough, is there needs to be more. If I had the perfect world, there needs to be more volunteers or people who work at the show actually constantly keeping an eye on the category spaces to help people get their kits placed. Because when a lot of the times when you show up, it's kind of like on the behest of the modeler who just showed up to the table and they just see what they have, and then you may not even know who the staff is, and you're like, hey, I don't know where the room is, or hey, it's too tight. Like, I think having like actual table monitors per table or per section to kind of overview instead of just constantly wandering around, not helping the modeler like get checked in is like important. I would change
having
that.
somebody to help out during like check-ins and registration, so that, because that's something that I saw quite a bit at ODO, is that people were putting tall geeses in the 1/100 UC category. Like,
Oops.
I don't think Xeon or the Federation use that suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also a fine line to that, because you're going to have different judges or different volunteers who think that a kit goes in one category or another category. So there's also you're going to have the good and the bad of that too.
It's all about education.
Yes.
It's about how educated your judges are.
Yeah.
Make or break it.
So you guys pretty much nailed all the things that I would do. I only have one more thing, and it might be a hot take. I would make it so that the modelers, once they put their kits down, are not allowed near the table. I don't want them standing next to their kit talking to everybody about it. I don't want them talking to judges about it. I don't want no interaction whatsoever. Like, once you've dropped your kit off, you walk away and you don't get to go anywhere near it.
You want socialization. You want people to talk and not be that guy.
Yeah, well, I want the people who are coming in to see models. They can go see. But if you're a modeler competing, like I just see it too much.
So,
I just
so
see
there
people standing right next to their builds talking about it.
So there is an organization that does something similar to that called AMPS, the Armor Modeling Preservation Society, where you check in basically with a tray and you get a list of judges, and that model gets taken to a room to get judged, and then once the judging is done, that kit gets taken out and then it gets
Ooh.
placed at a table.
Oh, it's super interesting.
So it's like so it gets so all the judging and stuff is isolated, and the person, and it's a third person that takes your kit as a delivery boy basically to those judges and out.
I don't
So
like
all
the
you do
idea
is-
of that. Like,
I don't-
allow the modeler to go in and set it down and then walk away and then come back
Yeah.
in and pick it up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I
But
love that
aside from that-
idea.
Yeah, like it goes to a different room away from the crowd. The judges look at, they go to the, all right, next model, please.
Right.
All right, keep going and judge.
That's a really cool idea because it also allows the judging to happen simultaneously with the event.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I definitely like that idea. Now that you've brought it up, I never even thought about it.
No.
But that's a great idea. It's just the time that it would take. You know, you've
Big
got
line.
you've got 100 people entering. You know, you've got
Yeah.
300 models. They're
Mhm.
coming in. You're like, oh, we have to judge all of these and then
Yeah.
put them on the tables. It's such a long gap of time, so you
Yeah,
kind of
you're
fall into
right.
that spot where you need them. You need
Oh.
you need more judges. You need more people. You need
That would be so
a whole
brutal.
lot going on.
Yeah.
That would be so brutal.
Yeah.
If the logistics of that could somehow
Yes.
get worked out, then that would be beautiful. I wonder how Amped does it. Like, how long does it take for them? I wonder.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. So that wraps it up for all of our good old Taki 2. We've got some events coming up. We've got the Jamboree coming up September 20th. If you've got kits that are going to be entering, you need to get those starting to wrap up. You got less than 30 days, I think, at this point. And then we got the SCGMC November 9th in Southern California. Big show. I think it's the biggest. It is the biggest Gundam show, I think, in America, in the United States, in terms of turnout.
It definitely feels like it.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else that's gotten 300s. All Gunpla?
There's a show that's creeping up. It's called like the Plamo event, Plamo Expo tour in like Alabama. It's like the East Coast.
Is it 300 though? Is it in the 300 range?
I've heard like they're getting close to it.
Okay.
They're getting very, very close because they're hitting their second or third year this time, and it's growing really fast.
That's awesome.
It's dedicated like SMGMC, where it's all mecha sci-fi Gundam like only.
Good. Yeah.
Judged by people who do Gundam and mecha only.
And the one in California was 340 something last year.
Yeah.
Insane.
Crazy.
Yeah. Cobra, are you coming?
I want to. We're gonna have to do
Please.
some behind the scenes talking because I think we were throwing some ideas to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you said you did. Well, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt here because you did say you were coming.
I want to come, but Jamboree.
You said you were coming.
Oh, if you're
There's a
talking Jamboree,
difference.
if
No.
you're talking Jamboree, are you
No.
talking Jamboree?
No.
Or are you talking
No.
SMGMC?
You said it
Yeah, you did say it.
twice.
I'm coming. I'm gonna make it work. I'm coming.
We want you to come. Everyone wants you to come. Everyone's
to
coming.
Papa.
Yeah. No, it's okay. If you can't make it out, that's fine. But we do want you to come. Right now, it's me. Ian, Hoodooter, and hopefully you. But that will be an awesome trip.
Yeah,
We'll really look forward to it.
We'll have to talk behind the scenes and do logistics on that because I feel like if I'm going to do a trip like that, I would want to hang out with the boys. I want
It's
to
a
chill.
4-day. We're doing 4 days, so we are going to be up there for a full day where we're not doing comp, and we're just going to be exploring the shops in California and hanging out and doing stuff like that, eating out and stuff. Then we're doing the comp day, and then the other 2 days are travel days. So because we are driving. So, all right. Any last words? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any last
but-
words?
There was a strange noise. It was like,
Like
an
a
old man groan.
or
Oh, that was me.
something. Oh,
I made that sound.
you didn't even look like you had vocals
Yeah,
coming
it was
out.
like a little puppet.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was really loud. We do have one last sponsor to play us out.
Welcome to Ian's Cave. In my cave, I offer many great things like skull mugs. You can get your own skull mug in my cave. You can put whatever you want in it. It is dishwasher safe. I'll drink from it to prove it. Maybe I forgot to wash this one out. But skull mugs, come get skull mugs. Bring your enemies' heads. I will turn them into skull mugs.
Wow. You really gotta vet these sponsors. You really gotta vet these sponsors.
Hey, Garma, do you read me?
You're muted again, Dan.
All right, let me start over again. Here we go. Well, thank you so much for listening to the 25th episode of the WCGA podcast. Thank you so much to Cobra and Neverwaffle for hopping on here. You guys are awesome. Yeah, we'll see you next week with new hot takes about beach volleyball.